Hello, my fellow humans. So I'm back at YouTubing, and I have some moral dilemmas around it because of YouTube being part of Google, and this is what I want to talk about today. I was making, as part of my schooling, I was making a diploma thesis about big tech companies as Google, Apple, Microsoft, etc., Palantir, these kind of companies. And whew, it was quite scary. Like, I was explaining to everyone who was willing to listen about it, and I'm super grateful that so many people were willing to listen about it. um, I am like amazed because when I was writing my thesis, I felt like this is so freaking important. People need to know about this. I want this diploma, this thesis to be something that it's not just like for the school, but I want it to be a thesis that is actually being read, that is actually being read by people. And so many people are actually, when I speak about it, are interested in reading it. So for now it's only in Slovenian, and I still have to send it to those people. But I don't know, maybe at some point I will translate it. We'll see. Oops. Anyway, I'm speaking in my thesis about those big tech companies, and one of them is Google or Alphabet, which is like the mother company of the Google. And you you probably know that it's not funny. That they are genociders, that they are like Microsoft, and Google and Amazon. They provide Israel with cloud services and also artificial intelligence. And this is actually being used to kill people, used to kill innocent people, used to kill people that they claim to be their enemies. Yeah, so when it comes to YouTube, I'm a bit like, should I use it? Should I not? Because YouTube belongs to Google, and I feel like sad about it. Like, I mean, sad. Like, it would be so nice if Google at that point in history wouldn't buy YouTube, and YouTube would be independent, and there would be no such dilemma. But anyway, as I was researching, I kind of came to conclusion that the main thing is that you stop paying for the services to Google, so that you don't, with your money, aid in genociding people. So basically, that you don't give your money to those companies who contribute to genocide in Palestine. So if you use Google Workspace, you can move to some other providers. And I actually did this. I I was going about it for quite a long time, like a few months after I started realizing and researching and not looking away anymore from what is happening in Palestine. I then switched to another provider, and it actually took me a few days to move my Google photos, to move the things from Google Drive to, yeah, basically that's it. It actually took me a few days, and I needed another computer. Thanks God, my husband had an old computer with enough space so that I could download all the photos, all the data, and then move it to the new provider. But I'm happy I did this because I feel so good now not having to pay Google anymore and not being in this way actively, not having actively bloody hands from giving money to a company who is actively involved in genocide. So yes, I moved to another provider. It took me a few days, but it was worth it. And I'm still, like, for my personal and for my small business use, I'm happy that I moved. But I still have to figure out with the new provider, new online office, documents, because before I always used Google Documents, and I was recommending it to everyone else as well because it was efficient. Um, so I still have to figure out some things and get used to it to see if I can confidently recommend it to my freelancing clients that they switch as well. But the new provider is also cheaper. Like in the meantime, Google decided to raise the prices of Google Workspace because of all the AI that they are now forcing on to people. Like, I feel like so, like, we are also already so sick of AI now being freaking everywhere, and then they even raise the price because they have AI now, which we don't want. Anyway, I'm glad I switched, and the new provider is actually cheaper. So, and I had a half off for the first year. So, and when I'm gonna pay the full price, it's gonna be cheaper than Google Workspace. So that's great. What else I want to say about this is about YouTube. Like, if you're using YouTube Premium, you're actively giving your money to Google, who is assisting in genocide. So please stop using YouTube Premium. And also, in case you don't use YouTube Premium, but you are being shown ads, this money also goes to Google, because people who advertise on YouTube pay to Google, that Google shows you their advertisement, and when you watch the advertisement, they pay to Google. So the point is, use other apps. There are apps out there that allow you to use YouTube without being shown ads. So this is what I'm doing now. I'm living now, and it makes me feel better about myself. Um, Another thing regarding, okay, maybe I'm gonna return to big tech. I'm just gonna switch now to boycotting. Not just Google, but other brands as well, like cosmetics and food and all kinds of things. No, I want to go back to YouTube. Sorry. Uh, Thank you for trying to follow along with my train of thoughts. So regarding my business and using YouTube, I'm now like, and I have like the same relationship with Instagram and Facebook, which I'm not really using now, but I'm using quite a lot of Instagram, and it's like my main source of news regarding what's going on in Palestine. And I also use it for connection to some Palestinian people and this kind of thing. So, like, all these companies are involved in what's been going on, and like Instagram and Facebook, when you speak about Palestine, about what is going on, like when you put out your political or activistic content, you get less views. It's kind of like you automatically get less views. They use the term that you are shadow banned now. So basically, if I understand it correctly, you're not banned, but your content isn't shown to the amount of people that would be if you would post what you eat or the shoes you wear or something. Anyway, so I'm like cozy, like not sure exactly about how I feel about these platforms, because on the one hand I get the news, I get also some of the entertainment, I also get connection with people, but at the same time, oh, and also for YouTube and Instagram, it can all help me with my business and with getting my message out. But I also don't want to support with my money, with my content, with information I feed to the big tech, with data that about my life that I feed to big tech. I don't want that to be used for hurting people. So I'm not exactly sure where I stand with this now, mm, but where I kind of stand is like, let's try our best. I'm doing my best to use it for good, to spread the message, yeah, and connect with people. And like, I really wanted to deeply in my heart, because I so much love so much of what is technology providing us with, like ability to connect to the people all over the world, to connect based on your interests, to find people who get you, like from all over the world. There are so many good uses of technology, and I think it's important that we speak about it and do it, like use it for good, because if there are so many of those or not so many, just like loud and rich and strong ones who use it for surveillance and fascism, like for this tech, how it's pronounced in English, technocracy, like autocracy, technocracy, like something like this. Uh, it's also our responsibility that we use it for good. Like, let's do this. Okay, and now to boycotting other things, like for example food, cosmetics, clothes, etc. There are so many companies now, like there's a huge list, and probably whatever companies come first to your mind, they are probably also involved in genocide, like those big companies like Nestle, Zara, Microsoft that I already mentioned, Apple, like they're all kind of involved. Um, so what I want to say about this is it's it's easier than you think to boycott, and you don't lose that much. Like for example, instead of buying uh, Ferrero, which also I think operates in illegal settlements in Palestine, um, you can buy other things. You can buy other things. Uh, like for any of those companies, you can buy other things that are just as good or even better. And if we buy products from companies who don't actively do so much bad for the people and for the planet, and who don't like put profit completely over people, if we give our money to those companies, and companies who like do their best to be uh, ecological, like this goes to to the world that we want to create. And it's quite easy, you just have to stop buying almost everything from the big brands and find another things to buy. And if you already have the things from those big brands, like keep using them until they run out, and then stop using them and find another thing or make something at home. Like, it is really not that hard. And also, I know you sometimes come to the shop and you're not sure if this company is one of those or not, and sometimes you have the time to check on the phone and sometimes you don't. The point, what I'm trying to say here and now is, if please boycott, even if it's not perfectly, even if you don't do it perfectly every freaking time, please do it anyway. Like, do your best. If you do it 70% is better than if you just say it's too hard, I don't have time for this, I'm not gonna do it, like it doesn't matter anyway, and I don't give that much money, blah 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 blah. Please do it anyway. It's good for all of us, it's good for the planet. So, okay, regarding big tech now again, like I read the last time, I didn't go deeper into the research, but probably it's true that Apple with updates, it gives something in the code that your battery actually starts running out faster, so that you then upgrade to the new model of the iPhone. I mean, it's already criminal that you cannot just change the battery, and they were first who started doing that, and then other brands followed. Like, if you remember back in times, we could change the battery of the phone. And we have to demand from those big companies that they put ecology over the profit. I mean, they will still make enough profit anyway, but we need to change as customers. So also another part regarding this, which I didn't know before this year, and I'm a little bit ashamed about it, but if you don't know, you don't know, and if you know, then it's good to share it further. There is in batteries cobalt, which is a mineral that helps batteries to last longer and to not heat so much. So like, they put it in the phones and tablets and laptops, and they're usually also in batteries for electric vehicles. And this mineral is sourced in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and they are using people literally as slaves there. And I read during my research that every person who worked there has already seen a death of a child, because they are also using child labor. So almost every person has already seen a death of the child. Like, children are smaller and they can go to the in the mines, in the tunnels, so they are useful. But I mean, like, almost every person has already seen a death of a child there. Like, and we are connected to this. Like, you, everyone you know is connected to this with what we are holding in our hands every day with our phones. So if you're planning to buy a new phone or a new laptop or anything, like, try to not buy it. Try to buy secondhand. Try to make ways. Try to find ways to make what you already have last longer. And let's all try to demand from the companies that they stop doing this. I mean, they all claim on their websites that they're not doing this, but there is in the chain, how to explain this, like for example, that Apple buys cobalt. They're in the chain from the mines to the point when it comes to Apple. There are so many how it's called, intermercenaries. Anyway, different companies, and in all those companies claim that they are not using conflicting minerals, uh, but basically almost all of them do anyway. So we need to demand that they don't just put nice things on their websites, but that they actually walk their talk. What else? I don't know, guys. I don't know if this, I mean, probably this is not really inspiring, and it 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 gives you another thing to do, another thing that you may feel like, oh shit, I'm guilty of doing this, I'm guilty of doing that. My hands are also covered in blood, even though I'm just a small individual on this planet, but being part of this system, there's blood on my hands as well. And in a sense, are dying because I live this normal lifestyle, not even that much luxurious or privileged for the modern world. Uh, but yeah, we are all responsible, even if those big tech players and billionaires are kind of more responsible. We are also responsible, and we can all do better. And I hope you can also find this inspiring, that there is something in your power to do. I don't want that video now to be too long. I just hope you will also try to do better, and thank you for all the ways in which you are already trying and you are doing your best, and thank you for that. Yeah. Okay. Other things down in this description, like my services, etc. Okay. Bye bye.